very close to my heart. So thank you very much. And on that note, I want to ask each one of you, how many of you love applauses as a speaker? No, I didn't ask laughter, I just asked applauses. Okay, you know, the safest net practice we can ever get is Toastmasters. You make a mistake, you forget something, you forget your speech halfway through, you're doing good. You love those applauses, right? How many of you have experienced that? Good, bad, ugly, but you get an applause. And it is so powerful. Right? But what beyond it is the question. What beyond an applause? What is that applause really doing to each one of us?
Boosting our morale.
Boosting your morale. Is that making you a better speaker? Or is it the validation, is that the validation that brings you here?
It does give you an encouragement to try again.
But you need to know the reality you should know somebody otherwise.
Right. So applause is beautiful. What I want to share with you today is to move from applause to awareness. Like you said, applause is wonderful, but we also need to know the reality. So I want to share something with you. When I started my journey with Toastmasters, it was in the online mode. COVID was going on at that point in time. So I jumped, not as a guest, but as a member directly. I have been a corporate trainer, so addressing people has not been an issue. Even when I was in school, I loved dramatics. So being on stage used to be fun. This used to be my space. So I was never nervous about that. And I have openly said that my selfish reason to join Toastmasters was I wanted a space where I talk and I get certificates. Because I had seen that in one of my coaching groups where people would post certificates, oh, I won this, I won that. I say, hello, I won that too. So I had a very selfish reason to come here. Because professionally, fine, I was speaking, but on a personal level, I was not. So that is the reason I came here. Everything was fine. I delivered my first speech, second speech, third speech, everything going fine. You're doing great, you're wonderful, you're this, you're that. But after a point, I realized, what am I doing? I'm just repeating myself again and again. I'm doing nothing different. Right? I did get applauses. We started doing offline meetings in our first room out there. And it was lovely to meet people. Come here on stage with those butterflies in your stomach. Even now I have them. So you come here, you win amongst the 3-4 people here. Sometimes you don't win. People tell you you're good. But what's next? And there's one person who actually made me think, what's next? One of them is right here, Toastmaster Abhishek. Toastmaster Abhishek told me in my first year that maybe you're doing great, but I want to give you a challenge that next time, do something out of your genre. We've seen that side of you, but why don't you do something different? That got me thinking. Right? I didn't like it, by the way, when you said that. I'm very honest. I did not like it. Oh God, I'm really fine. I just wanted to do something different. But it got me thinking. And in that moment, I was also thinking when somebody, one of my fellow Toastmasters had asked me, Nidhi, what do you think works for you? I think I'm confident, that worked for me. But I did not know. I did not have that answer. Because at that point in time, I was only looking for that applause. And that gap brought in an entire change in my trajectory and my journey going forward. Right? And that is what I want to share with you today. Because I realized one thing, that an applause can feel good, but it's not going to make you a better speaker. That gap is going to, that gap that was, which I was not able to identify, could make me a better speaker. How many of you loved your previous speech whenever you came on the stage and you gave your speech? How many of you enjoyed that time here? Super. I like that. Well, that was not an option, but I like that option. I'm going to use it next time. How many of you know exactly what to do in your next speech and you know what worked in that speech? How many of you know exactly what worked in that speech that you enjoyed being? Just look around. The hands have gone down. If we had 15, now we have just 4. This is the gap I'm talking about. All of us come here, we finish our speech and we're like, "Ooh, that was good," or "I survived. I could have done better." That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? You delivered a speech right now, Toastmaster Sandeep. What thought might have come in your mind?
I could have done better.
I could have done better. Toastmaster Kamal?
Lack of practice.
Okay. Practice. He just gave up. Delivered his speech on practice. Right? We all are constantly evaluating ourselves basis our performance. But how am I going to bridge this gap and what am I going to do next is what's going to change the game for you. And today what I'm going to talk about is how you move from applause to awareness, and we're talking about winning. So I want you to decode your win now. Okay? Not for those trophies, but just for yourself. Your next speech becomes better than the previous one. Right? Want to know that?
Yes.
Yeah? So I'm going to share a little framework with each one of you. Okay? And because we're talking about winning, so I want to give you a framework. That's called win. Yeah, we need to win, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Who wants to win? Super. So say loudly, I'm going to win.
I'm going to win.
Turn to your partner next, say, you're going to win.
You're going to win.
Where did the energy go? Tell the other person, you're going to win. We're all going to win.
Yes,
Right, so I want you to win. And I'm sure, who has realized this is an acronym? Yay, everybody's so intelligent, of course. You're winning already. So let me share with you what is the W. Any idea?
Win.
If I say win, that is all done. Okay.
Work in progress.
Uh-huh. What? In 2023, I delivered a speech which I did not know where it would land me. Okay? Because I know that even a week before going for my district finals, I did not have that speech really ready. I practiced in my club, the room just bang opposite this room. We sat there next to the library. We practiced it there. And I did not have the entire structure ready, and even on the day of the contest, Toastmaster Aruna still remembers 5 o'clock in the morning, and we were still working on the speech there in Kolkata. And I did not know what am I going to do because I was really nervous. That was my first time on that stage. I went up, I delivered, and I realized only when we finished what really worked. I realized there were punchlines which I did not even know that they existed. I realized the laughter that came up from the audience. I realized those moments when I was emotional on stage while delivering, the audience, the way their reactions was. That made me realize what my strength was and what worked. Every speech that you give, there's something that worked or something that did not. Has anybody, how many of you actually evaluate this part? Or you're like, one project done. I'm moving up now. Next level. VPEd, I marked it, done. Level 1 done. Please improve so that I move to the next level. Yeah, seems like half of us are doing that. But how many of us are actually trying to identify what worked and what did not work? Right? That's lovely because this is super important. When I walk back, I need to understand what really went right or what did not. I might have gone to the semi-finals, but the next year we had the humorous speech contest. I had written a decently humorous speech which I would have delivered at the finals that year, but of course I did not get a chance. So I thought that okay, let me work on it and I'll deliver in the humorous speech contest at the club level. Flat. Okay, nobody even laughed. And the next year, it did work very well in the ISC. The same speech, but not in the humorous. So there are things which work and which do not work, but we need to evaluate. I have a couple of people sitting here, and I literally eat their heads and I would call them my mentors, my official mentor, Toastmaster Aruna. And anytime speech is done, please can you evaluate? So that Toastmaster Abhishek, Sandeep, Pulkit, I always go to these people and many more who are not there in the room to just tell me what's going on. And we discuss a lot about speeches and even the titles for that matter, speech title. So what works? I have learned from Toastmaster Aruna that even your speech title works. Right? So when you finish that speech, you're walking back with that applause that was given to you, ask yourself, what worked? Why did you get that applause? Because that is something that is going to allow you to create the next one. And if it did not work, it will allow you to make it better. Like Pulkit just told you, this last year 2025, I was hoping, like everybody, I'll also make a hat trick. Maybe the third time around I'll be able to state finals. I did not. Right? I lost it within the first. I knew I had lost it. Not lost it, but yeah, there was something wrong because in the first 15-20 seconds itself, I realized that okay, I goofed up. I know it. You know it. Right? I goofed up. But it's not about that. And the moment I saw the winner, when he went on stage, I knew he stayed with him. And because I loved what he did. Having said that, post the contest, I was having lunch and I had a lot of people who came up to me and they spoke that to me. I still remember that banana speech. That stayed with me. What you just delivered inside right now, I love that particular part, that line. It touched my heart. That part of the speech connected with me. So what I want to tell you is, as a speaker, you need to understand the impact you are creating. What is the impact that's being created on the audience, not inside you? Okay, and this is the impact of not getting things right. Beautify it with your art. Okay, so you need to understand what is that impact, what you leave behind as a speaker for the audience. As a speaker, I truly feel you have the privilege to come here and create an impact in somebody's lives. There are so many people sitting out there who are listening to you, and you might be speaking their story. You might be giving them the permission to come here and talk and come here and do it for themselves. You have no idea what's happening in the background. Invisibly, you're touching so many people. So think about the impact that was created. You got their applause? Think about, find what worked, what impact, what did you leave for those people? Think about it. Recreate it the next time. That awareness is important. Maybe it's a different speech, but you recreate the moment. Or you expected an impact, it did not happen, so what is it that you can do? Are we thinking about this? you think about the messaging of your speech, you might get this right. Okay. Well, coming to, how many of you are planning to contest in ISC this year? Ooh, I love that. I do love that. Because I need you for the exuberance. How many is that? I love that. Okay, so you might be delivering a speech at the club level, and when you win, you will move to the area level. When you win the area, you will move to the division level. Now, you have a choice to carry forward the same speech, or you have a choice to write a different speech. Okay? Writing a speech is not easy. Yeah, I know it is hard. Okay? So if you are carrying forward with that one speech, how can you make it different? That is the question. You have the same set of people, the same set of judges who are coming and sitting. You have no idea. I can see the same faces. And your mind is saying, what if he is the judge again? Now, they've listened to your speech 10 times. Sometimes in your club, sometimes when you're practicing in some other club, and sometimes maybe in your previous contest, they were judging you. Now they're judging you again. For them, it's repetition. What is it that you can do so that you don't become predictable? That is your end. The next tweak that you can give to that same speech. Right? And it's not about the same speech. Even if I'm writing a new speech for that matter, what am I doing in that new speech? Yes, I have my strengths. I'm going to focus on my strengths. But can I add something new which is unpredictable for people? Yes, Nidhi is known for her emotional speeches and the delivery, but what is it that Nidhi can do differently? That is up to me to decide also. What works and what doesn't. Do you think I had those winning speeches ready? No, we don't. You write it day in, day out, thinking about it and what really works, right? So, you don't have to tweak everything. Okay? Don't tweak everything. Tweak just one thing. Okay? Now, what can that one thing be? Add one new thing. Keep something that's already existing and drop one thing from your speech, from your old one. And that's when you'll see that the speech is now, you put in some extra spices and condiments and it's become fresh. The last night's leftover dinner is now a fresh meal. So that's what we need to do. Right? So if you want to win 2026, you want to win the speeches, you want to win the ISC, you want to win any speech contest, just your club speeches for that matter, not for that certificate, but just to improve yourself going forward. That is going to change your trajectory. That is going to make you win 2026 or anything beyond it. Right? You need to know your strengths. You need to know what, and keep that strength with you. Just because that strength is somebody else's strength and not yours, don't try to ape it. Don't try to copy it. Unnecessary, and force yourself to become that person, because each one of you sitting here has your own strength, and when you will play on your strengths, you are definitely winning. And that's why I'm constantly, I said it earlier also, I'm saying it again, applause is going to make you feel good, but awareness of what you are and what you can do is, or what work is going to make you a better speaker. Applause will tell you you are good, but awareness will tell you what was good and what worked. Right? So do you want to win?
Yes.
Yeah? Not with this energy, you can't win. Say I'm going to win.
Yes.
Tell the person next to you you're going to win.
I'm going to win.
Everybody, you're going to win.
You're going to win.
Super. whatever it is, your winning streak is right here for you. Exactly what Toastmaster Pulkit has been saying since the start. And you already covered half my content, so I'm so happy with that. That's exactly what you need to do. So don't just think of the applause, think of what worked and why that applause has come to you. And hold that close to you. So thank you very much for listening to me, and over to you, Toastmasters.